Hello, and welcome to In the Court of the Wenton King.
Are we doing In the Court of the Wenton chat?
Yes. I've been watching Darren Lock videos again. He works very hard, you know. He does a lot of videos, doesn't he? We only do like a couple a week. He does about 10. Yeah, we've got a CD we're going to open, but I don't want you to see the address. Don't look at the address. There it is. Because on one of his intros is a close-up of a house or a flat or something. It kind of goes up to the window.
Bang,
So tell everyone where he lives.
down.
That can't be a good idea, can it? And he was talking about how, well, there's not really stalkers, is there? And then he told an anecdote about how he had a stalker. But he also said that he's banned from Fish concerts, which I was banned from Fish concerts. I don't want to go to Fish concerts. Not Pish, Fish, as in Marillion Fish.
What for?
Well, I assumed to start off with it must be like the King Crimson thing. He's put some of their stuff out there for free or something and annoyed them. No, he just didn't like his new album. He reviewed it. So Fish's response was, "Well, you're banned from my concerts now." Oh my god! So the thing we're going to review today, which is obviously on the other video, I hope we like it.
Yeah, we don't want to get
We
banned.
don't know yet. I don't want to get banned from Stephen Wilson concerts because we probably want to go to that, don't we?
Well, maybe we should buy Darren Lock some tickets to go see Fish and send them to him.
Yeah, see if he does film it and we'll see what happens. It'll be a good video.
Has he reviewed anything interesting of late? He must be, if he's doing like 10 a week, he must be running out of albums.
Yeah, but I know he does all sorts of stuff. I don't know how he just talks on his own.
Wow.
He can't plan it. He must just talk.
He's getting a lot of practice now, isn't he?
Because when we do that, of course, what we've not seen is if we don't have notes on our own, we just sit there. Nothing to say. The ceiling is fascinating. That's the main thing.
Has he got 2 cameras, Kev?
No, he hasn't got 2 cameras. You see?
There you
see?
go. There you go. Talk about production values.
Was that it? Was that what I was going to say? It's not very good, is it?
I watched a couple of other reviews. I mean, I don't watch music reviews on YouTube.
No, I don't. Yeah. What would you do?
But I mean, there's some guys, they got a massive, over 1 million followers, and it's quite depressing. Some guys got proper sets,
Yeah.
proper sets, and I'm like,
Yeah, well, I mean, I've said before, I'm a huge fan of Half in the Bag. Not just Half in the Bag, the whole Reddit Media videos are brilliant. They're really good, but they get 1,000 times the views we get. That's why. That's how they have a set, and they have a plot, and do all these funny things, like when they get sent his colostomy bag in the post, and it all comes out, and they're all going, "Ugh," it goes in his face and his eyes. And it's just fantastic.
do you think it's because we're a bit like the purist 70s prog band?
Yeah,
Who refused to move into the 80s?
Yeah. So we're just, we'll just never be as good. We'll just be bitter about our lot because we don't review superhero films that are watched by millions and millions of people. We review obscure 70s stuff.
Maybe we should put a bit more effort in.
We could.
Maybe we should do a glowing review of the latest Sam Smith album. Is it Sam Smith?
I don't even know what that is. I know Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
I
I think it's sort of like Ed Sheeran, and basically they split the year in half. Ed Sheeran's number 1 for half the year, and then Sam Smith's
Convenient. Right,
and then sort of Adele has a bit of a go as well, sort of like when she releases an album.
God, that's boring. But I mean, that's right. Yeah, that's where music should be. That's you leave them over there, and we don't have to think about that. We don't think about bloody charts. But when
Are we allowed to look down on them though, Kev?
Yes. I mean, it's from the days when Iron Maiden used to be in the singles chart. It's quite a funny thing that they were there. Number 6 is Rick Astley, number 7 is Iron Maiden. And then one year they just decided, let's have a number 1. They decided to have a number 1, and obviously all the pop shows were distraught.
Yeah, we're quite dismissive of sellout tracks, aren't we? Oh, this is obviously the single from it. It's not that easy,
Very hard. Yeah.
Let's write a song that's number 1.
I mean, that one, Bring It Up to the Slaughter, was written in like 5 minutes. It's one of those spark moments, and that's usually a big, well, not anymore, but the sort of natural hits. That's how they come about, isn't it? It's the things that were written on the fly, not thinking about it. But that one really, it was just because they could have had a number 1 whenever they wanted. They just decided, let's have a number 1. We'll have 10 different versions of this single. B-side of that, or put Communication Breakdown, play that for that B-side, and then put an album track on that B-side and another one for that B-side. So people buy them all. So the fans all buy 10 versions of it. And it's number one. Surprise! But I mean, now it wouldn't be any point because it doesn't sell anything, it doesn't mean anything. Then it still sold quite a lot. It didn't sell anything like as much as the albums, but it was still meaningful, and it would have done a lot of publicity. But they wouldn't need a single now. There wouldn't be any point. They're bigger now than they've ever been, but they make their money touring. Actually,
maybe that's what we should do.
We should go on tour. Yeah, hire out a tour bus.
It's funny you should say that. Actually, I was listening to a podcast. It's basically a neoliberal fanboys podcast about how all the big companies got started and how they. It's called Masters of Scale. It's actually quite interesting. It's talking about the founders of Airbnb and how they got started, and it is fascinating. Basically, everything they did to start with was handcrafted. Yeah, they started simple and they would put everything up on the website by hand, organise photographers by hand and stuff like that. And then as it moved on, they'd find areas where they could automate, and that's how the scale got introduced. Like they didn't sort of think about scale to start with. Mm-hmm. So I mean, this podcast is a bit about how you go from a small company to a massive company. But one of the things that they did, which seems to be quite important, is they were based on the West Coast of America, and they were looking for funding. And one guy, investment guy, says, "Well, where are your customers?" And most of their customers were in New York, and they said New York. They said, "Well, why aren't you in New York then?"
Yeah.
So they went to New York, and they decided they were going to go and talk to the people who are using their service to find out what they liked about it, what they didn't like about it, and stuff like that. And they created this route because they couldn't just turn up at people's houses and ask to come in. So they created this route. So we're going to hire we're going to send some professional photographers around to take a picture of your apartment. And this is sort of like a free service. And they weren't professional photographers. They didn't have the money for professional. It was them.
Right.
They would just turn up with some cameras and start asking them questions. And the kind of questions they're asking them, it was like, well, if we were going to offer you the dream service that would make you tell everyone about it, what would it look like? And they sort of shaped their business around that. That had sort of informed the direction of the business was going. Maybe we should do that.
What, listen to what people want?
Yeah, go and speak to our fans, knock on their door and say...
Yeah, well, come around your house.
I'm
Hello.
sorry, not fans. Not fans. Our viewers. People who watch on a regular basis, because we do have a few now.
There's a few.
Yeah, and ask them, if we could make this better, how would it be?
Well, the problem is they want us to do each track, and we don't want to do that. They want us to review Mike Oldfield. We don't want to do that. That's a bit of we're doing what we want. I'll do whatever we want.
Well, maybe we should suck it up.
Yeah, so maybe they want us to review more sort of pop-oriented music.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? No.
These are proper musos, man. People who are interested in music, not interested in charts.
Yeah, we shouldn't review this album then. We're about to review. So I open it.
Yeah. Should we get on with it?
Yeah.